In the vast theater of the cosmos, we've grown familiar with darkness. We've learned to read the silence of black holes, regions of space-time so dense, so unrelenting, that even light cannot escape. They're no longer fiction or theory. We've captured their shadows. We've heard them merge through gravitational waves rippling across space itself. But as we map these devourers, an unsettling question lingers in the margins of physics. If the universe allows black holes, inescapable points of no return, could it also allow their mirror image? Enter the white hole, a strange, elusive, and entirely theoretical object. Where a black hole only pulls, a white hole only pushes. Where a black hole traps everything, a white hole rejects all. You cannot enter a white hole. You cannot approach it. You cannot orbit it and hope to linger. You would be repelled, flung outward by something that should not exist, yet might. In the imagination of physicists, the white hole is less a thing and more an idea, a mathematical necessity, a twin born from the same equations that describe the most terrifying objects in space. And yet, despite its beauty, a white hole has never been seen. It has no proven signature. It appears only in chalk equations on blackboards and in the minds of theorists who chase the deepest symmetries of nature. But the idea refuses to die, not because it's easy to believe, but because it's impossible to ignore. The first white hole didn't emerge from a telescope. It emerged from a formula. In 1916, just months after Einstein unveiled his revolutionary theory of general relativity, Carl Schwarzschild solved Einstein's equations for a non-rotating, spherical mass in empty space. The result was groundbreaking. A region of space-time with an event horizon and a singularity, what we now call a black hole. But embedded in that same solution was another region, often ignored, often dismissed, one that described not a collapse, but an explosion. If followed in the opposite direction of time, Schwarzschild's geometry described a region from which matter flows outward, but into which nothing could return. Mathematically, it was the time reversal of a black hole. Physically, no one knew what to make of it. Decades passed. Physicists assumed this white hole region was a mathematical artifact, a byproduct of a symmetrical solution, not a real phenomenon. But general relativity doesn't care about our intuition. It doesn't rule out white holes. In fact, it permits them, just as it permits black holes. And so the question slowly took form. If black holes exist, and we know they do, where are their opposites? Much of modern physics is built on symmetry. For every force, an opposite. For every particle, an antiparticle. Time and space, energy and mass. The universe dances to equations that preserve balance. Black holes seem so final, so absolute, that they defy this expectation. They consume but never return. They trap but never release. But nature, we suspect, does not deal in absolutes. White holes would restore that symmetry. They would complete the black hole narrative, where one side ends in darkness, the other would burst into light. Where entropy grows without limit, the white hole might act as a kind of counterbalance, a reset point, a release valve. In the most poetic sense, a white hole is a second chance. It takes the finality of the black hole and dares to ask, what if this isn't the end? What if something lies beyond, not a prison, but an exit? The idea becomes more radical and more intriguing when white holes are paired with black holes through a theoretical bridge, the wormhole. Sometimes called an Einstein-Rosen bridge, this structure would connect a black hole and a white hole through a tunnel in space-time. Matter could fall into the black hole, pass through the wormhole, and emerge somewhere else from the white hole. In theory, these cosmic shortcuts could link distant parts of the universe, or even different universes altogether. In some models, they could even connect past and future. But wormholes, as described by classical general relativity, are wildly unstable. The moment any real matter tries to pass through, the tunnel collapses. The bridge slams shut. Still, physicists keep exploring the possibility. Could exotic matter, hypothetical particles with negative mass, stabilize a wormhole long enough for information, or even a single photon, to pass through? Could the early universe have been seeded with white holes that now lie dormant? Could black holes become white holes as they evaporate over billions of years? These aren't questions for science fiction. These are questions from real physics papers, debated in conferences, simulated in computers, scribbled across chalkboards in universities around the world. One of the most mind-bending implications of white holes involves the flow of time itself. We're used to time moving forward, from cause to effect, from birth to death. Black holes represent a kind of temporal trap, a future from which no signal can return. But white holes flip that script. They may exist backward in time, emitting radiation and particles in reverse order from future to past. In that framework, a white hole isn't just a cosmic object, it's a temporal phenomenon, a moment unfolding in reverse. It would appear suddenly, eject matter violently, and then vanish. To us, it would look like a spontaneous explosion with no clear cause. We might not even recognize it for what it is. Some theorists argue that our own universe may have emerged from such a phenomenon, a white hole that erupted into being, creating space, time, and energy in a single moment. We call that event the Big Bang. But what if it was the end of something else? What if our universe was born as the outflow of a collapsing black hole in another cosmos? So if white holes exist, where are they? How would we find one? Unlike black holes, white holes wouldn't be silent and dark. They'd be bright, energetic, unstable. They might resemble gamma-ray bursts, the most powerful explosions in the universe. Or they could be buried in the data of gravitational wave observatories, disguised as odd signals that don't fit known models. Some researchers propose that small white holes, primordial remnants from the early universe, could still exist. These wouldn't be massive like stars, they might be as small as asteroids, but they'd be nearly impossible to detect unless they flared. Others suspect that black holes nearing the end of their lives might transition into white holes, releasing their stored information in a final cosmic exhalation, solving the famous black hole information paradox. None of these ideas have been confirmed. They remain possibilities. But the fact that physicists are actively searching, scanning sky surveys, analyzing particle data, probing gravitational waveforms, tells us that white holes are more than fantasy. They're a question the universe has yet to answer. The most fascinating idea of all is this: white holes may not be born in isolation, but as the final act of black holes. Stephen Hawking showed that black holes slowly evaporate over immense time spans, releasing faint radiation now known as Hawking radiation. Eventually, if left alone, a black hole will shrink and vanish. But where does the information go? What happens at the end? Some theories suggest that, at the moment the black hole reaches the Planck scale, the smallest meaningful size in physics, it doesn't vanish. It bounces, collapsing inward no longer, it erupts outward. The singularity reverses. A white hole is born. In this model, the end of every black hole is the beginning of a white hole, a kind of cosmic rebirth. What was once swallowed is returned. Not lost, but transformed. Energy, information, particles, all expelled back into space in a final, glorious burst. If true, then every black hole we observe today is not a permanent prison, but a ticking clock, a future white hole waiting. We have no evidence that white holes exist, but we also have no law that forbids them. They are not ruled out by physics, only by time, technology, and our own limited imagination. And perhaps that's the most exciting thing about them. White holes remind us that the universe is not yet fully written, that we still have pages to turn. They are strange, elegant, and profoundly humbling. They challenge our understanding of time, of information, of beginnings and ends. And in doing so, they offer something rare in modern science. Wonder. If black holes represent the end of everything, white holes suggest the beginning of something else. A different kind of creation, a reverse echo, a mystery that still shines, not with light, but with possibility.